Hello and welcome to episode number 92 of WITM. It's a 2-for-1 special for you tonight, as just as how in real life, both SmackDown Live and 205 Live air on Tuesday nights. We too will be streaming both SmackDown Live and 205 Live for you tonight on our Tuesday night WITM stream. It's a 2 special. We're going to kick things off with the go-home edition of SmackDown Live. Gerald trying to keep his slim hopes of obtaining a United States Championship title rematch at Extreme Rules. He came into the SmackDown Live ranked at number 4. However, one of the people above him in the rankings, Samoa Joe, did lose his match prior to this to Rusev. So if Gerald wins, he does have a slim chance of having a United States Championship matchup at Extreme Rules in 5 days on Sunday night. His opponent will be an old rival of his, rivals on Raw and now rivals on SmackDown Live, The Miz. These two men met 2 weeks ago, and Gerald made quick work of The Miz and snapped a losing streak. Gerald will be looking to do the same once again and keep his United States Championship hopes alive. Gerald comes in with a record of 4-6, but did win. Well, actually, he took a loss in Triple Threat last week, but his last win, of course, was against The Miz. Can he do it once again? Let's find out and get our first of 2 WITM matches tonight underway.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, residing in Hollywood, California, weighing in at 221 pounds, The Miz.
No shortage of confidence on The Miz's face tonight.
Actually, I think that's arrogance.
Well, I think we can all agree that this will be no easy match for him here tonight.
Yeah, but you can say that about every match here on the card. There's no such thing as a cakewalk here in the WWE.
And his opponent, from Grand Rapids, Michigan, weighing in at 225 pounds, Gerald.
Big-time singles matches on deck here. And Byron, what should we expect to see here tonight?
Well, given the shape these superstars appear to be in here tonight, I fully expect to see one of the most competitive matches we've seen in a very long time.
And on top of that, this match will undoubtedly have a big impact on where these guys stand in the next WWE.com power rankings.
And there's been so much upward movement from new...
There's the bell. This match is underway. Both men looking to keep their hopes of appearing in a title match at Extreme Rules alive.
The card for tonight, this one definitely
Gerald with a series of elbow strikes. Can he make quick work of The Miz once again, as he did 2 weeks ago? There's a right from Gerald. Gerald forces Miz up, and there's a reversal from Miz. Miz biding his time, and there's a stomp to the chest. Gerald now is finally fully recovered from his head injury despite being busted open in last week's triple threat. So now Gerald at least coming in at 100%. Of course, we know he struggled while he was suffering from that injury, including losing his United States Championship. But he'll be hoping to possibly earn himself a rematch if he can defeat The Miz here tonight. Miz with a huge DDT to the head of Gerald. Gerald is going to head to the outside and recover, and that will allow him to avoid the aerial attack from Miz. Irish whip into the ropes.
That takedown was so fierce.
Russian leg sweep STO takedown from Gerald. There's a kick. Gerald forces Miz up. And there's a Russian leg sweep. Gerald forces Miz to a seated position. Now to a knee.
That shot was perfect.
There's a chop from Gerald and another. That one's going to send Miz down to the canvas. But Miz now looking to go on the attack. There's an elbow strike.
We all knew this was going to be an all-out
and a swinging neck breaker.
Yeah, he's taking on some offense here, but that's to be expected.
Miz forces Gerald to a seated position. He's going to target the leg and pull it back as far as he can.
They both seem
good position, center ring. But Gerald is able to break free.
But the damage might have already been done, Michael.
Miz
That's a brutal
is going to toss Gerald on top of the top rope.
The elbow drop.
And now hits the axe handle. Miz forces Gerald up. Gerald is going to reverse with an uppercut. Miz Irish whips Gerald into the corner. Miz picking up a bit of a better showing than he did 2 weeks ago. Of course, he'll be looking to get a revenge and end Gerald's hope for a title match at Extreme Rules.
Your whole body starts to give out on
These two men, longtime rivals. They had many battles on Raw over the Intercontinental Championship. Both men traded to SmackDown Live during the Superstar Shakeup and continuing their rivalry. There's a, I believe, signature maneuver from Miz. Putting up a much better showing than he did 2 weeks ago against Gerald. Now he goes for a cover. And Gerald's going to power out at 2.
There is no quit in this man
Miz with a kick to... Going for the figure 4 leg lock, the move passed on to him by the Nature Boy Ric Flair. Good position, slightly away from the ropes. It's locked in well. Gerald is going to tap out. He will not compete for the United States Championship at Extreme Rules. The Miz is going to pick up some revenge and get the victory over Gerald. Gerald will drop to a record of 4-7, and with that he falls down to 3rd in the WITM 4 rankings. Corey with a record of 5-7, 1 win more than Gerald, is going to move up to 2nd place.
Here is your winner, The Miz.
He earned every bit of that victory here tonight.
That's the kind of win that makes you feel good about yourself.
Guys, it sounds like we can all agree that was an extremely impressive win.
All right, so it doesn't look like the rivalry is going to end anytime soon between The Miz and Gerald. The Miz playing spoiler, ending Gerald's last hopes of...
Done with one and on to another great matchup. Sit tight for singles action coming up next.
Of earning a title matchup at Extreme Rules. Gerald could... We'll have to see how the rankings shake out. Gerald will have to remain in the top 6 at least in order to be eligible for a non-title match at Extreme Rules. But for now, SmackDown Live rolls on. Let's take a look at the rest of the results. Kofi Kingston picking up a victory over Sin Cara. In non-title action, the United States Champion Andrade Cien Almas defeated Ty Dillinger. Aiden English taking a no decision. Also in non-title action, Sandy picked up a victory over the Club. The leader, Sandy, Eric Young, defeated Primo Colon. And in the main event, the newly reunited Team Hell No, Daniel Bryan and Kane, defeated Cesaro and Sheamus The Bar. And for our viewer that just joined us, it was The Miz pick up a victory over Gerald and our opening matchup. But do not worry, because we still have a second match in this episode in store, and it is a big one. It will be Andrew defending his Cruiserweight Championship against Lince Dorado in a rematch. But before we get to that, let's see how the rankings affected SmackDown Live. Or rather, how the results affected the rankings on SmackDown Live. Starting with the SmackDown women. And the women did not have a match on this edition of SmackDown, so their results remain the same. Peyton Royce remains SmackDown Women's Champion. Number 1 contender, Charlotte. Number 2, Mandy Rose. Number 3, Sonya Deville. Number 4, Billie Kay. Number 5, Carmella. Number 6, Becky Lynch. Number 7, Asuka. Number 8, Naomi. And number 9, Lana. In the SmackDown Tag Team Division, Sandy defeated the Club. Sandy remains champions. The Club followed to number 4. Team Hell No defeated The Bar. Team Hell No remains number 1 contenders. The Bar falls to number 6. And so your SmackDown Tag Team Division rankings, the champions, Sanity, number 1 contenders, Team Hell No. Number 2, The Usos. Number 3, Bludgeon Brothers. Number 4, The Club. Number 5, New Day. And number 6, The Bar. In the United States Championship rankings, Rusev defeated Samoa Joe. Rusev moves up to number 3. Joe falls to number 2. The Miz defeated Gerald. They swap spots. Or actually, Gerald falls to number 7, and then The Miz goes up to number 5. Kofi Kingston defeated Sin Cara. Kofi is not in these rankings. Sin Cara falls to number 10. Andrade Cien Almas defeated Ty Dillinger with no decision for Aiden English. Almas remains champion. Dillinger falls to 13 and swaps spots with Aiden English and moves up to number 12 with a no decision. Eric Young defeated Primo. Young is not in these rankings. Primo remains at the bottom, number 14. And so your United States Championship rankings, the champion, Andrade Cien Almas. Number 1 contender, AJ Styles. Number 2, Samoa Joe. Number 3, Rusev. Number 4, Big E. Number 5, The Miz. Number 6, Daniel Bryan. Number 7, Gerald, which means that at least according to United States Championship rankings, Gerald will not be eligible to compete for a non-title match either at Extreme Rules. From the looks of things, our only match at Extreme Rules, unless there is a Cruiserweight title match scheduled, will be Corey taking on Kevin Owens for the Universal Championship. Number 8 is Shinsuke Nakamura. Number 9, Jeff Hardy. Number 10, Sin Cara. Number 11, R-Truth. Number 12, Aiden English. Number 13, Ty Dillinger. Number 14, Primo. And in the WWE Championship rankings, Rusev defeated Samoa Joe. Rusev moves up to number 3. Samoa Joe falls to number 6. Okay, so Gerald does still have a possibility of competing in a non-title match at Extreme Rules because he is at number 6 in the WWE Championship ranking, so we could still see Gerald in a non-title match at Extreme Rules, on top of our already confirmed match of Corey versus Kevin Owens for the Universal Championship. So Samoa Joe remains number 5, and Gerald remains number 6 because they both lost. And No further changes, so Kane is WWE Champion. Number 1 contender, AJ Styles. Number 2, Daniel Bryan. Number 3, Rusev. Number 4, Shinsuke Nakamura. Number 5, Samoa Joe. Number 6, Gerald. So that was the go-home edition of SmackDown Live before Extreme Rules, which means we have more confirmed matches for Extreme Rules. Peyton Royce will defend her SmackDown Women's Championship against Charlotte. Sandy will defend their SmackDown Tag Team Championships against Team Hell No. Andrade Cien Almas will defend his NXT Championship against Samoa Joe because Styles will be competing for the WWE Championship. And Kane will defend his WWE Championship against AJ Styles. Gerald could potentially get into a non-title matchup at Extreme Rules. We'll have to wait and see. Probably following tomorrow night's episode is when we'll set up the Extreme Rules card, and we'll find out if Gerald has been randomly chosen for a non-title matchup. But for now, we still have one more match tonight. The Cruiserweight Championship will be on the line. Andrew will be taking on Lince Dorado, so first we'll need to edit this match and take Lince Dorado out of it. We'll replace him with Lio Rush, who Andrew was booked by the game to face. And just wait for this loading screen. This is a heck of a loading screen. There we go. And now to make a Cruiserweight Championship match.
Andrew. Lance the Doll.
There we go. Let me just make sure that Andrew's still... Okay, I need to move Andrew back up into... I believe he was 10th in the Cruiserweight Championship rankings because I want to make sure that it's a fair match and Andrew has his bonus for being a champion. I try to make sure that all the champions are in the top 15 or so. That way they fairly have their rankings bonus. I believe that's about where Andrew was before. When I did it last time, I'll have to move up the rest of the champions again before Extreme Rules, so they all have their rankings bonus going into their title defenses. But Andrew's title defense will, of course, be tonight. Let's start the show. Triple H deciding that the Cruiserweights will try to survive on their own merits and not have matches on Raws or most pay-per-views, similar to NXT. So we have a Cruiserweight matchup tonight rather than Extreme Rules, unless there was an Extreme Rules match announced tonight. I'll have to check the results after tonight's episode off screen. And our first matchup of 205 Live, Mustafa Ali defeated Hideo Itami with no decision for Arya Daivari. Mark Andrews defeated Cedric Alexander with no decision for Kalisto or Noam Dar. Drew Gulak defeated TJP and Akira Tozawa defeated Leo Rush. Now let's get our loading screen underway. We'll set the momentum to slow since it is a title match.
The wait is over. This one's for all the marbles, and it's coming up next.
We have one of the best talents on the roster to date against an imposing adversary.
All right, so these two men are very familiar with each other. This will be the third time in about a month or two that they have battled for the Cruiserweight title on the line. About a month ago on 205 Live, Andrew challenged Lince Dorado after crawling up from the bottom of the Cruiserweight rankings to the #1 contendership. However, the game made it a rivalry match and turned it into a squash match title retention by Lince Dorado. Then we had a rematch at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view that saw Andrew become a 5-time Cruiserweight champion. This will be the rubber match. Lince Dorado has remained in the #1 contendership slot and earned this rematch tonight on 205 Live. Will he claim his third WWE Cruiserweight Championship in WITM, or will Andrew remain a Cruiserweight champion? Andrew's coming in hot with a rankings bonus that increases his overall up to, I believe, 94. And he has by far the best record of the WITM 4, currently sitting at 10-4-2. It's Andrew Spudstrong defending the Cruiserweight Championship against the former champion, Lince Dorado. Let's get that match underway.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the WWE Cruiserweight.
Remember, guys, the title is on the line here in this one.
And I don't remember the last time the champ was in this much jeopardy, Cole. Tonight might just be the night the title changes hands.
Well, Byron, this is it. This is the match we've been waiting for.
He's worked so hard to get to this point, Michael, and for his sake, I hope he's ready, because I assure you, these opportunities don't come around very often.
As we ready for singles action, Byron, what can you tell us about these two competitors?
Well, I can say that both of these superstars come into this match incredibly hungry to prove their dominance here tonight. But as we all know, only one will walk away with their arm raised in victory.
Well, he definitely looks fired up for this one, wouldn't you say, Corey?
Yeah, he's definitely ready to get this one underway, Cole. He's not the only one. Would you listen to this crowd? Wow.
Introducing the challenger from San Juan, Puerto Rico, weighing in at 181 pounds, Lance the Doll. Introducing the champion from Charlotte, North Carolina, weighing in at 168 pounds, he is the WWE Cruiserweight Champion, Andrew.
Plant your butts in those seats and get ready.
There is the prize on the line. Andrew, currently in the midst of his 5th WWE Cruiserweight Championship reign. Lince Dorado has held that title twice. His first time, he beat Andrew for it. The second time, he outlasted 16 other men in order to win a Cruiserweight Championship tournament. Can he do as he has done before and defeat Andrew to begin his 3rd WWE Cruiserweight Championship reign? Let's find out. Dorado looking to get a grapple on Andrew. Andrew fighting it off. So Dorado will take Andrew down to the mat. We're starting off with some chain wrestling. Andrew's going to get to his feet and now try to get some offense in on Lince Dorado. He takes him down. Now an elbow drop to the leg. Andrew, he wants to take flight.
He lands a jarring forearm.
Andrew forces Dorado to his feet. Connects with the backbreaker and neckbreaker combo. As Dorado tries to recover, Andrew trying to get the WWE Universe behind him in this title defense. Dorado to the apron, trying to recover. Andrew is just going to send Dorado to the outside. Andrew's going to waste no time. He's going to join him out there and try to utilize the outside environment to do some massive damage, as he has done plenty of times before. There's a great arm drag reversal from Andrew.
Easy here tonight.
Yeah, but he's got a very
right, a count of 3. Of course, remember, this is an non-ODQ match. If there's a count out to disqualification, Andrew automatically remains Cruiserweight champion.
But he has to do everything in his power not to let this get out of hand.
There's a Hurricane Rana from Lince Dorado, but he needs to get himself and Andrew back into the ring. Right, a count of 6.
He's got to hurry if he doesn't want to get
now
counted
7.
Out here.
Time certainly not.
Dorado makes his way back into the ring. Can Andrew make it back to ring in time?
He doesn't want to do this.
Yes, he does.
The ring.
Both men back inside the ring now. Irish whip from Dorado, but reversal by Andrew with a toss. Andrew forces Dorado up.
He caught him slipping.
And targets the leg of Dorado. Andrew raising his arm, trying to get the WWE Universe behind him once again.
This is what makes
and once again, we'll dump Dorado on the outside. He wants to use the outside environment to rack up massive damage. Old school Season 2 Andrew we're seeing so far in this match. Trying to utilize the outside ring environment as a weapon. Rolling knee bar, great position, center ring. But Dorado is going to break the hold.
A bit of a Houdini job right there.
Andrew, once again, trying to fire up the WWE Universe, looking for their support as he hopes to continue his 5th Cruiserweight Championship reign.
That one well
there's a reversal from Dorado and a backstabber. Stomp to the back. Dorado straight up to the top rope, looking to take flight. Beautiful reverse moonsault by Andrew, will evade. There's a stomp to the head. Now Andrew pounding his knuckles into the forehead of Lince Dorado.
That landed perfectly.
Andrew forces Dorado up.
Oh boy, he's fighting
I
back
believe
here.
Andrew may have been thinking flatline, but Dorado with the reversal. Wasting no time, making advantage of it, using a signature maneuver. That backpack drop we've seen him use successfully many times before.
Yeah, that did some
now Lince Dorado open to get the support of the WWE Universe.
A move like that is completely unnecessary, unless you want to degrade your opposition, of course.
There's the stunner, just smooth put Andrew away before.
He's in complete control now. That should be enough to send the number.
Will it do so once again? Yes, it does. We have a new Cruiserweight champion. Once again, Lince Dorado is going to use that backpack combination and stunner combo that he used to defeat Andrew before with the assistance of the rivalry system, of course, to get a fair title victory over Andrew. Andrew's 5th WWE Championship reign is unfortunately going to end after his first title defense. Lince Dorado, for the 3rd time in WITM, is your new Cruiserweight champion. The 2nd time he has defeated Andrew to begin a title reign.
here is your winner and the new WWE Cruiserweight Champion, Lance the Doll.
And he picks up the win.
To get the pinfall victory over such a high-quality opponent is incredibly impressive, Michael.
Guys, I have to say, that was an amazing match.
Alright, so not a good night for WITM's Gerald and Andrew. Gerald taking a loss to The Miz in order to ending his hopes at competing for the U.S. title at Extreme Rules, and Andrew making his first Cruiserweight title defense, unfortunately being unsuccessful. He drops a record of 10-5-2 for the second time in WITM's history. Lince Dorado is going to pin Andrew to become the new Cruiserweight champion. Lince Dorado begins his third Cruiserweight title reign. Of course, we'll have to wait and see when the next real-life Cruiserweight title defense is, hopefully at Extreme Rules, and when Andrew might get another opportunity at the Cruiserweight title. If Andrew can be number one contender at that time. Alright, and how do the results affect the rankings on 205 Live? Let's find out. Mustafa Ali defeated Hideo Itami with no decision for Ari Daivari. That's going to make Mustafa Ali the new number one contender. Itami falls to number 10, swapping spots with Ari Daivari, who is at number 9 with a no decision. Mark Andrews defeated Cedric Alexander with no decision for Kalisto and Noam Dar. Andrews moves up to number 4. Alexander falls to number 4, so Andrews is at number 3. Kalisto remains at number 6 with a no decision, and Noam Dar remains at the bottom, or rather second to the bottom, number 16 with a no decision. Drew Gulak defeated TJP. Gulak moves up to number 10. TJP falls to number 8. Akira Tozawa defeated Lio Rush. Tozawa moves up to number 11. Rush falls to number 15. And Lince Dorado defeated Andrew to become the new Cruiserweight champion. Andrew will start his quest back up to another title opportunity from the number 3 spot. Dorado is the new champion. So your Cruiserweight Championship rankings, the champion, Lince Dorado. Number 1 contender, Mustafa Ali. Number 2, Mark Andrews. Number 3, the former champion, Andrew Spudstrong. Number 4, Cedric Alexander. Number 5, Grand Metalik. Number 6, Kalisto. Number 7, Buddy Murphy. Number 8, TJP. Number 9, Ari Daivari. Number 10, Drew Gulak. Number 11, Akira Tozawa. Number 12, Hideo Itami. Number 13, Jack Gallagher. Number 14, Brian Kendrick. Number 15, Lio Rush. Number 16, Noam Dar. And number 17, Tony Nese. Alright, so for the first time in a while, not a single member of WITM currently holds a championship. The next opportunity for a WITM member to capture a championship will be at Extreme Rules, where Corey came out of nowhere to claim the number 1 contendership to the Universal Championship, where he would challenge Kevin Owens, the longtime Universal Champion, for the Universal title at Extreme Rules. And tomorrow night will be a stream you will not want to miss, because we will begin the 12-man tournament to crown a new NXT champion after our champion Oney Lorcan suffered a long-term injury in real life, which means we'll be seeing the debut of WITM's newest member, Ayat Master. We'll go ahead and set up that match now. Ayat Master will be starting from the number 12 seed, so he will have the hardest path to the NXT Championship. But what an accomplishment that would be to start off his WITM and WWE career by becoming NXT champion. Now, the top 4 seeds in the tournament each get a pass into the second round
Caesar Brody
to make the brackets work. So
AOT Masters.
So AOT Master will be taking on the 2017 NXT Future Star of the Year Award winner, the Brazilian superstar Cesar Bononi, in his WWE and WITM debut in round 1 of the 12-man tournament to crown a new NXT champion at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn the night before SummerSlam. So I know everybody has been excited to see AOT Master compete in a WWE ring for the first time, so do not miss tomorrow night's stream, Wednesday night NXT at 11 o'clock. AOT Master makes his WITM debut against Cesar Bononi in the NXT Championship Tournament. That is going to do it for tonight's episode number 92. If you would like to do as AOT Master recently did and become a WITM member yourself, check out the link in the description for the WITM website with information on how to join WITM and so much more. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're alerted when new episodes are released. And until episode number 93, the debut of AOT Master tomorrow night at 11 o'clock, this is Corey with WITM Car Wrestling, signing off.